I want to bail, but where the hell's the exit?
Oh.
There's no way out, is there? No getting out, right, bro?
That's right. All we can do is keep running.
Then let's find that exit they call paradise. Let's go!
No, wait. This is too soon. Let me rewind a little bit, okay? Okay. No More Heroes is incredible. To be honest, a few months ago, I would have never imagined myself playing a title such as this. I mean, I have always played video games, practically since I was born, but I never really went out of my way to search for more niche games or new experiences in the medium. I kinda just stayed comfy in my comfort zone, playing my Soulsborne games, mainstream titles, and the occasional fighting game every now and then. It was only after I finally decided to begin my journey to become what I call a real freak that I first started experimenting with titles that deviated from what I was used to at the time. Trying out weird styles of visuals or gameplay, telling stories only games could tell, or just presenting new vibes I never vibed with before. Some of the first things I started with almost 6 months ago, and thanks to the recommendation of a friend of mine whom I really appreciate, were the video games of Mr. Style himself, Suda 51. And honestly, I was excited. After beating and falling in love with Killer 7, next in line was a Wii action video game that I only really knew name, and because you can save in toilets. Yeah, I didn't really have high expectations for No More Heroes. In a journey to experiment with games as far away from mainstream media as possible, No More Heroes seemed a little bit too generic for me. Not what I was looking for at the moment, but hey, at least I have to give it a shot, I thought. And what can I say? It blew my mind. No More Heroes was sold to me as this stylish and goofy action game where you control an otaku with a lightsaber. And what I got was a really fun gameplay, surprisingly deep and introspective story, and a game with an immaculate sense of style. Oh, and you also control an otaku with a lightsaber. How cool is that? After beating it for the first time just a few months ago, this game has been living practically rent-free in my head, always in a corner of my mind, repeating that sweet melody that I love, calling me back, asking me again and again, was it worth it? And honestly, I think the best way to get those thoughts out of my head is to talk about them, to use this little project of mine to express what I love from this game and why I love it so much. So, thanks for being here, buddy. Hope you enjoyed the video, and let's talk about No More Heroes. If it isn't obvious, this video will contain major spoilers for the 2007 video game No More Heroes, so be aware of that. If you haven't played it yet, please go and do so. It has become one of my favorite games of all time, so I really appreciate you giving it a try. Okay? Well, let's go. First, I want to talk about the basics, the first thing that we learn in the game. The fine art of killing large groups of people. The combat of No More Heroes is kinda simple, but really satisfying and somewhat hard to master. You can alternate between high and low attacks that are more or less effective depending on how your enemies are blocking, and you can also charge them to deal extra damage. The moment an enemy loses all his health, you can hit him with a death blow to definitely kill them. Sometimes you'll even be able to kill more than one enemy with a single death blow, just because they also were in the way of your blade. You can punch and kick your opponents to stun them and use those awesome wrestling moves that take away huge chunks of health and sometimes leave them open for deadly strikes. And also, you can use the blocking system in 3 different ways. Simply blocking, dark stepping if you dodge just after getting hit, allowing you to make some really great counterattacks, and my personal favorite, the parry. Block just at the right moment and you'll get one strike with extreme power, usually able to kill multiple enemies in just one hit. It's really great. And really, that's kinda it when it comes to combat. You'll be able to defend yourself quite decently just after the tutorial, but it may take you a while to get used to and really master each technique, learning how and when to pull them and in what conditions they are worth using. All of this without even considering the fact that your beam katana runs out of battery pretty often, so you'll have to manage your space and time to properly jack it up and recharge it without leaving yourself too open to receive attacks. But once you get all of this down, the combat levels become pretty much a cakewalk. I mean, in my first playthrough, I died at least 2 times in each level, but after beating the game 3 times and really interiorizing the combat mechanics, I can slash my way through hordes and hordes of nameless bastards almost effortlessly. And I feel damn cool while doing so. Of course, the combat lacks the variety or fanaticism of other hack and slash games from the time, like Devil May Cry 3 or Bayonetta. But honestly, I don't think I would prefer it in any other way. This style of combat, constantly slashing one way or the other, getting random power-ups every now and then, and the added variety that's unique to each level was more than enough for me to consider it unique and perfect for this particular game. This is the combat of No More Heroes, and I just really love it as it is. However, I think that if I really believe that, it's mostly thanks to the fact that No More Heroes is not a combat-focused video game. At least not in its entirety. Of course, combat is really important, and some will argue that it's like, you know, the thing that makes you want to buy an action game. But I gotta be honest, I have a really hard time saying if my favorite sections of the game are the main levels or the interludes between each and every one of them. Yes, you know where I'm going with this. You see, to get into the main levels that allow you to fight bosses and climb ranks in the UAA, you have to pay a fee to the association. And getting the money to pay that fee is where you're gonna spend a lot of your time playing. The open world section of the game is probably the most polarizing side of it. People hate it and people love it. Me, I am absolutely 100% part of the latter group. Maybe it's because I approach the game with an open mind and wanting to play a Suda game first and an action game second, but I just really fell in love with the simple and boring city of Santa Destroy. Doing the side gigs to earn money and continue the game was a really great way to add even more variety to the gameplay and help the pacing of the game. I mean, I really love the combat and find it to be incredibly fun, but as I said, it's a pretty simple combat system and it doesn't change that much from beginning to end. So I think that if the whole game consisted of fights only, it will get repetitive and mind-numbing after just 3 or 4 ranked fights, so I appreciate the addition of these jobs. Plus, some of these cute and dumb jobs just really warm my little fish heart. I mean, I love the long mowing minigame. I can't play it without smiling from ear to ear. Why are you turning like that, Travis? Why are you doing that, you little rascal? In addition, after you complete the job just one time, you'll unlock the assassination gigs. Basically, combat missions that require you to complete a certain objective, like killing a group of enemies before a timer runs out, or killing this specific guy who totally doesn't matter and will not bring any sort of consequence in a sequel. Oh yeah, these gigs also give you a lot more money than the average side gig. So if you didn't like one of the part-time jobs, you can just ignore it and never play it again. The game lets you do that. God knows I never played this gas station gig more than once. But working is not the only thing you can do in this little open world. You can also go to the gym to improve your stats via funny minigames, kinda like in GTA San Andreas. You can also buy new clothes, personalize your Travis, find the outfit that best represents you, like in GTA San Andreas. And you can buy new weapons that allow you to kill more people more efficiently and in way cooler ways, like in GTA San Andreas. But do you know what No More Heroes open world has that San Andreas doesn't? Naomi. Yup, No More Heroes 1, San Andreas, 0. I get that maybe moving from place to place can get annoying at times, but I never really felt it, not in a way that bothered me anyway. Santa Destroy always entertained me enough so that I never really got bored of it, and if I ever wanted to quickly travel from my gigs to home, I could always just... Listen, I've been avoiding talking about the story so far because I seriously want more people to play this game. I know it's pretty much Suda's most known game, but I'm sure there are people out there who haven't given it a shot yet, just like I hadn't until just a few months ago. And I know I put a big spoiler alert at the beginning of the video, but fuck it, I know people don't care about that shit. So I'll just say it. Go and play this game. Get out of here if you have not finished it yet. Shoo, you're not welcome here. Okay, I hope that worked. If it didn't, well, would you kindly at least subscribe? The rest of this video will be dedicated solely and exclusively to No More Heroes' story. Because I think that if I equally love both of these aspects of the game, the combat and the open world, it's because they perfectly support the story it wants to present, and if you take away any part of it, it'll just crumble to the ground. The combat is simplistic? Who cares? It's the perfect combat to tell Travis' story. The open world is empty and riding the motorbike is boring? Who cares? It's perfect to tell Travis' story. The side jobs are repetitive and monotonous? Who the fuck cares? They are perfect to tell Travis' story. You see, you really couldn't tell No More Heroes' story without any of these elements, even the ones who seem to lack any real importance, because they all support the journey of Travis' touchdown. And I just really want to talk about it. Oh boy, I'm excited.
Check out the Patreon.
You see, this is Travis' touchdown. Our Dante, our Bayonetta, our action hero who loves quipping one-liners and cutting off heads. And he is a fucking loser. Everything in the game revolves around Travis' touchdown, and every element in the game supports the idea that Travis is a loser. He's obsessed with media to the point that it dictates his life, he lacks friends and a real social circle other than maybe Bishop, and he doesn't wipe. Like, seriously, this is something I only noticed in my last playthrough, but Travis doesn't wipe. He doesn't. Maybe he wipes when we don't see him, but every time you go and save the game, he doesn't. Oh my god. My man will engage in fights to the death with crazy psychopaths without even cleaning himself properly. What's wrong with you? And the game doesn't shy away from showing Travis for the pathetic freak he is. Damn, the main motivation Travis has to climb up the ranks of the UAA is the chance to have sex with Sylvia. Chance, not certainty. Chance. In a way, he kinda reminds me of Denji, the protagonist of my favorite manga of all time, Chainsaw Man, who himself first started his story with the main goal of grabbing some boobs. But Denji is 16 in Chainsaw Man Part 1. Travis is 11 years older than him in the first No More Heroes. He's a full-grown man, for God's sake. Travis is a pathetic man, definitely an incel and a loser who just so happens to be really good at killing people. That's it. But luckily for Travis, he's also really ambitious. And we see very early on that he wants something else. Something he's ready to fight for in order to achieve. He wants to reach what he calls paradise.
Hey, you know what paradise is, right?
Paradise.
This is paradise, the place where dreams are fulfilled.
Throughout the game, Travis mentions this ambiguous idea of paradise. What it is never fully explained, but from the way he speaks to death metal, you can say that it's something like true happiness. A place or a state where all your desires are fulfilled, where all your dreams come true, and you get to enjoy life to its full extent. Travis wants that kind of life. He wants to reach paradise, to achieve this hedonistic kind of life that death metal himself has achieved via killing a lot of people. But the thing he doesn't realize is that this is not the way to reach paradise. This journey Travis got himself into is one that will inevitably lead to his downfall.
This is no paradise.
Alright, then what is it?
A place to die.
I really love death metal as an introductory boss for the game, because when you first play No More Heroes, you yourself, just like Travis, probably don't fully understand what he's talking about. Damn, maybe you don't even pay attention to what death metal is saying, probably seeing it as simple pre-fight talk and nothing more. But death metal, just like every other boss and element in the game, revolves around Travis' touchdown. You see, the bosses themselves are a representation of what Travis is or what he could become, in a way or the other. Death metal, for example, is this guy who has absolutely reached what Travis calls paradise for himself. He lives in a big ass mansion, has his own personal army for protection, and he even has a giant self-portrait just hanging there in one of the main halls. He reached paradise, and he doesn't care like at all. When Travis defeats him, he seems happy to finally lose. He even says that he has been waiting for this. And Travis doesn't care. For him, and for us, death metal was just the first obstacle in our journey to achieve something. And now, we can't go back. Having reached rank 10, now Travis becomes a target for everyone wanting to achieve what he's trying to achieve. Sylvia herself says that number 11 could be just around the corner, ready to kill him and take his place. Travis is essentially doomed to continue this path, whether he wants it or not, because he entered the ranks, and he doesn't feel happy either.
I'm not feeling the sense of accomplishment that I should here.
He refused to listen to the warnings of death metal, and now he is the new Holy Blade. I really like this little dialogue, because the first time you hear it, it feels like death metal is passing a title or legacy onto Travis. But really, I think he's passing a curse onto him. The curse of never really achieving peace, always having to fight for his life, and never being able to abandon this path. Ha! A funny thing is that even Travis himself realizes this right in the middle of the fight. This is the only time in the whole game where Travis has an inner monologue, and I find it to be really fascinating. I took the extremely hard job of lowering the music of the game, so that you can hear the inner monologue in its full glory. Please ignore that metal, it's not his fault.
This count. I feel as if I'm looking at my future self. Mega bucks, big-ass house, fast cars, dining in style with a world-class chef and a trusty nutritionist counting every calorie. A team of hot yoga instructors to keep me in shape. Nurses to attend to my body. Maids and loyal servants at my beck and call. On the weekends, tan babes knocking on my door every 2 hours. Every day full of excitement and luxury. That'd be the life. Everything in its right place. It's the perfect life. It's the life of winners. That'll be my life. I thirst for selflessness. Hypocrites lusting for their own desire to get killed by young rookies like me. This is how it goes down. And for the old killers, they'll croak anyway. I guess you can call this a comedy. I realize there's really nothing here for me. But what else can I do but keep going? Maybe I should have been a little more careful before I jumped in. Gotta find the exit. Gotta find that exit to paradise. But I can't see it. Can't see anything. There's this sense of doom running down my spine like it's trying to suck the life out of me. I need to get rid of it before I bail. Something deeper. Deeper than my instincts is taunting me. Can't find the exit. Can't find the exit. Can't find the exit. Can't find the exit. Can't find the exit.
Next thing you know, you have to pay your fee to fight number 9, and Sylvia suggests you to take an assassination gig to pay the bill, But when you try to do so, they say basically fuck you and... This is one of my favorite moments in the whole game. Travis is, at this moment, the 10th best assassin in the USA, but even with that, he still has to go and pick fucking coconuts before having a real job. It's just really funny, and it serves as a great foreshadowing for the game, because it doesn't matter if you are rank 10 or rank 3, you'll have to do these shitty jobs, because you don't matter! I love it. Anyway, you pick up the coconuts, unlock the assassination gigs, and earn enough money to challenge number 9, who is, by the way, one of my favorite characters in the whole game.
Listen to my song.
Dr. Peace is the next stepping stone in Travis' way to become number 1, one of the deadliest mercenaries in the world, another guy who has reached paradise through a life of violence and death. And he's also a divorced man with a daughter who hates him, and he performs in a big stadium like he always dreamed of. But no one is there to hear him sing. The only one is the rookie who's challenging him. You tell me if that sounds like paradise to you. However, another thing I really like about Dr. Peace is that even in his misery, he still finds enjoyment in killing. He's excited to fight Travis, and not only that, but if death metal warns him to abandon this journey before he even begins, now that it has begun, Dr. Peace tells him to never back down, to feed his bloodlust, and to fight with all he has.
You're a junkie for blood, old man.
Sadly, I can't disagree. There's only one way to live. People like us, we're sharks attracted to blood. You smelled blood too, didn't you? Isn't that why you're here?
You got it, old man. And for some reason, I feel this sense of euphoria.
Don't die on me too quickly. I want to gorge myself on this sense of fulfillment till I vomit.
Man, this is what I live for. Fighting your own kind. Nothing's more gratifying.
See you on the other side.
I'm sorry, I just love this game too much. Dr. Peace is one of my favorite fights in the whole game. The atmosphere, the stadium, the way he tests your abilities to block and use the dark step, it's just really fun. Plus, the music is just fantastic. Listen to it. This is the music from the original trailer for No More Heroes, which at the time just had the name of Project Heroes, where we get to see Travis defeating Helter Skelter, the Grifter, and achieving rank 11. I really love that trailer, by the way. I watch it at least once or twice every now and then.
Congratulations. You're certified as the 11th best hitman.
Huh? You want me to thank you?
For fuck's sake, Travis, the girl just said well done, what's wrong with you? Anyway, Dr. Peace is really fucking great. One of the fights that really test your skills, and the one where you'll learn the most if you still haven't mastered the mechanics. And after you beat him...
Don't kid yourself.
Playtime is over.
Next song I sing, I know my daughter will love. Won't you, darling? Better practice my rap. Rap with me, Jennifer.
It's open mic night in hell, old man. Sing all you want down there.
Travis wins, but he doesn't feel any closer to paradise. Of course, he climbed up another rank, but he feels pretty much the same. Like, all of this just made no sense at all. Talk about foreshadowing, am I right?
I'm not feeling the sense of accomplishment that I should here.
Sorry if this is taking too long, I just really love Dr. Peace, but I'll try to speed things up from now on. Every boss fight has some interesting element that reflects Travis in some way, or helps him develop through his journey, but I'll try to focus mainly on the ones I consider to be the most important ones, like the next rank fight I want to talk about. Number 6.
Still just a bite.
This is probably the most important character for Travis' development in the first game. Holly is the turning point for Travis, the moment where he finally understands the gravity of the things he's doing. And it's all thanks to Holly's perception of Travis and how it changes at the end of the battle. You see, No More Heroes is special because we get to really know Travis Touchdown. We know the things he does, and we know the things he feels. The game could have easily let us just play the battles, using time skips and whatnot to avoid the side jumps. But in letting us do them, and letting us live as this weird loser, we get to know quite clearly both sides of Travis Touchdown. Travis the persona he shows off to the world and that he desperately wants to become by reaching paradise, and Travis the real one, the dude who's behind the mask, the pathetic loser who has to pick up coconuts to pay for the opportunity of killing people. Travis wants to be an action hero. In reality, I think he truly believes he's one. Always acting tough and badass when really, he has a soft spot. A little trace of kindness and morals that real assassins don't have. I mean, don't get me wrong, Travis is in no way a good person. He's an assassin after all, but he's like the less cruel of them all, the most emotional. You can see that in how he feels sorry for Dr. Peace after killing him, how he spares Shinobu's life because he doesn't want to carry with that in his consciousness, or how he lets his guard down with Destroy Man not once, but 2 times. And you can see it right here, in how he can't bring himself to kill Holly. You see, right at the beginning of the match, Holly asks Travis a few things, and he answers with his persona all up, saying things like he doesn't know fear, how he loves killing, or how the thought of dying, meaning losing a fight, never really crossed his mind. After hearing these answers, Holly does not see an action hero. She sees an assassin.
Just your ordinary assassin. Such a disappointment.
But this way of perceiving Travis changes the moment she is defeated. Just imagine for a second, you are the 6th best assassin in the USA, meaning that you are a master in the fine arts of killing and probably lived a life of violence to get to that point. One day, you receive a challenge, as you've done 1,000 times before, and you hear that it's from a new talent who just recently entered the rankings, but has been defeating the other assassins like there is no tomorrow. This guy has already killed a master of the sword, a world-renowned mercenary, the daughter of a legendary samurai, and the fucking Homelander. You don't know anything about this guy, but he seems to mean business, and you expect him to be a bloodthirsty asshole just like every other assassin. But when you are defenseless on the floor, he seems incapable of killing you.
This is not mercy. You can't kill a woman. Pathetic. If you can't kill a woman, you are less than a thug. You will never make it to the top.
Holly is right here. Travis is not showing mercy. To show mercy, you must be able to kill your enemy and actively choose not to do so. Here, Travis really can't bring himself to kill her, the same way most of you couldn't bring yourselves to kick a puppy or punch another person without a reason. Right here, Travis' mask falls off, and Holly gets to know him like no other assassin has until this point. She gets to know him like we do. He is no assassin. is just a pathetic loser who got involved in something that he not only doesn't understand, but also doesn't belong to. And that makes her really happy.
That's okay. I seem to have a thing for stupid, pathetic men like you. I can accept defeat if it comes from your hand. I will let you in on a secret. Assassins must die when they lose. Open your eyes and never look back. Promise, never forget me.
Huh?
Thank you. The moment you hesitated, I felt your embrace.
Hold up!
Academics like to fantasize too, you know.
Wait! Number 6! No!
Forgive me, number 6. I never meant to shame you.
This moment is really complex and there are many interpretations for it. So I'm just sharing my thoughts here. Feel free to comment what you think and what's your opinion about this scene. I would love to see other points of view. But in my opinion, I think that Holly really is happy that Travis is the one to defeat her. Because he's not an assassin, he's just a random really. Not a bloodthirsty animal who only sees other people as enemies or prey, like most assassins would, like she herself does. Even in an extreme condition like a fight to the death, Travis can't really be an assassin. And that makes her really happy. I don't think that someone like Destroyman, for example, would hesitate to kill Holly, and I don't think that she would have found being defeated by him satisfying either. But someone as normal or pathetic as Travis? Yeah, that's fine for her. She can accept defeat if it comes from his hand. However, Travis may not be an assassin, but Holly is, and assassins must die when they lose. So if Travis can't really kill her, at least in the moment, she will do the dirty work for him. I think this moment is really special, because I genuinely believe that Travis misunderstood it completely. Holly was happy that Travis was the one to defeat her, because he wasn't a real assassin. She only took her own life because she was a real assassin, and assassins must die when they lose. She could have continued her life, but what was she supposed to do? Wait for the day a real assassin comes and puts her down like a dog? She accepted Travis because in his hesitation, she felt love, and she was happy for it. But I think Travis didn't see it that way. I think that Travis thought that Holly felt ashamed to be beaten by someone who's not even a real assassin, and he wanted to honor her by becoming an assassin, to start honoring his fights and grant a proper death to all of his rivals. And I believe this because after this moment, Travis never spares a life again. Not a Speedbuster, nor Batgirl, nor Jean. And this is just theorizing, but I definitely think that post-Holly Travis most likely would have killed Shinobu. And if that sounds bad, it's because it is. Holly loved Travis because he wasn't a real assassin, but Travis misunderstanding her words just the same way he misunderstood the warnings of death metal goes even deeper in this journey, following a path that he's beginning to realize will not allow him to reach the paradise he's looking for. It's a tragic moment where Travis starts to become the exact thing that Holly thought he was at the beginning of the match.
Just your ordinary assassin. Such a disappointment.
Travis finally becomes a real bloodthirsty assassin, and just after that, everything starts to lose meaning. Take for example, the next ranked fight. This whole fight is just a big middle finger to both Travis and the player. You go through the most boring level in the whole game, literally the only one without a gimmick that changes the gameplay in some aspect, other than being a long corridor that allows you to ignore the enemies if you feel like it. and when you finally get to the boss, you can't even fight him. You watch him powering up for what feels like an eternity, and just before finally facing him, Henry comes and steals your kill. How cool is that? Not only that, Henry hypes himself up as ready to fight you, and honestly, he seems even more interesting than the original fight, so I'm like, yeah, let's do this. But again, you get stopped just before starting. I read many people saying that this whole level was just stupid or unnecessary, even more when now you have to go and grind the side gigs once more. But personally, I really like it. Obviously, in the moment I felt frustrated and that the game was fucking with me, but holy fuck, Travis felt the same way. So I personally choose to believe that these things were totally intentional.
I'm not feeling the sense of accomplishment that I should here.
Travis is half through his journey, and he already starts to feel bored about it. Hell, maybe you also start to feel the same way. As you climb through the ranks, you start to need more and more money to pay the entry fees, so that precious loop of earning money and paying starts to become less of a way to pace the game and more like grinding for a gacha. You start to repeat the same jobs again and again, simply because they are the ones that pay the most, and every time you do it, you have to go from one corner of the map to the other in a way that really stops being fun. And fuck it, I think that's perfect. Travis really wanted to reach paradise, to achieve real happiness and to feel good about himself, but as he goes up the ranks, nothing really changes in his life. He still has to do absurd jobs again and again to kill more and more people just to feel empty again. And we, the players, also start to feel that, until finally, it is revealed to us.
Hello?
Hello? May I ask who's calling?
This is the Assassins Association, right? Look, I gotta talk to you about...
Oh, dear. She's done it again, hasn't she?
Hey, are you listening?
Just after reaching rank 2, Travis and we, the players, learn a hard truth. The UAA, the association we've been paying and climbing ranks through the whole game, does not exist, and Travis was just a victim of a scam. I really love this moment because Travis is really angry. All of this was pointless? Was there ever a point to begin with? Sylvia also mysteriously disappears, so fuck that too, huh? And even with that, really, what's left for Travis after all of this? He's already too deep in. Might as well play along and finally kill the first rank just to finish what he started. Travis hits rock bottom, and just when it seems like nothing could get worse...
What?
This is one of my favorite moments in all of gaming history. If you ever thought that Santa Destroy felt empty, get fucking ready to go across it on foot! This moment made me feel angry, bothered, and really pathetic the first time I beat the game. Like, this is about to be the fucking climax, dude. I've been grinding and fighting for the last 10 or so hours, and my reward so far are some new katanas and new clothes. Travis's life does not change. If anything, it only gets worse. All this journey to reach paradise has so far left him with nothing to brag about, and just after discovering that he was a victim of a con artist, we get time to reflect upon it. You know, I really like listening to music. I listen to it while I'm at the gym, I listen to it while I write my videos, I usually listen to it while I walk. Damn, I haven't talked at all about the soundtrack of No More Heroes, but it's just really cool, really cool. Like, almost every single moment of the game has some sort of song From the levels, to the boss fights, to the locals, to the side gigs, to your motor room. Hell, even the motorbike has a song you probably are missing right now. Ironically, when you walk, it's one of the only moments in the game where there is no music, so it also feels really shitty. But you see, another thing about me is that sometimes I like to not use my AirPods while walking. Just listen to nature or the sounds of the city. Because it allows me to think, to clearly and consciously think. Maybe I'll think about, I don't know, my university, or my ideas for future videos, or my life in general. And while walking through Santa Destroy, I also got a chance to think. I could think about Travis, about his journey, about what was happening and why. If I was closer than ever to reaching the climax, why was I feeling so empty? Like the damn game was insulting me for trying to beat it, and you know what? I'm sure that Travis felt the same way. For some reason, I'm not feeling the sense of accomplishment that I should here. But we both still have one last hope. One last moment where everything could finally gain some meaning and let us have something. We have one last hope to get a ticket to paradise. After all, we are finally about to face rank 1. Our journey is about to end.
Welcome to my castle.
Now, through this whole video and the whole game, one idea was very well established. We are Travis. We are the ones who control him in this meaningless journey where we try to reach something we don't understand. We are the ones who do the jobs, kill the people, and feel empty when Travis feels empty. Travis' life doesn't get better as he goes up the ranks. But do our lives? You see, I want to clarify this once and for all, because in this fight, something magical happens. Travis divorces from the player, and for the first time in the game, he has his own feelings.
Jean, there's just one thing I want to ask you. Who are you?
Me? You don't need to know. All of your trivial questions will be answered in the afterlife.
Answer me!
It's impossible.
Impossible? What do you mean?
It's too terrible. It alone would jack up the age rating of this game even further.
So what? Who cares?
What if the game gets delayed? You don't want this to become No More Heroes forever, do you?
All right. I'll fast forward this so you can tell me.
Okay. I'll make it short and quick.
This cutscene marks the point where No More Heroes claims Travis as his own and pushes us away from itself. Hell, the fact that Jean and Travis have a talk where they explain who she is and what's her relationship with Travis and don't allow the player to hear it must be an obvious sign that you are no longer welcome here. We see Travis reacting, making gestures and whatnot to whatever the fuck Jean is telling him, and I barely remember looking at the screen like this because what the fuck was going on? Not only that, but then Travis casually drops the fact that Jean is his half-sister and that she killed his parents, and now No More Heroes is actually a revenge story. No, fuck it, this is not how you tell a revenge story. You make the audience care for the protagonist's motivations, and then you do the revenge part of the story. The Last of Us Part 2 is a revenge story. Assassin's Creed 2 is a revenge story. Fucking John Wick is a great revenge story. This is no revenge story, man. Who the fuck cares about Travis' parents other than Travis himself? He only mentioned them like once in the whole game, and he clearly says, nah, no problem, dude, it's okay. What the fuck? Even Speedbuster's fight is a better revenge story than this, goddammit. At least I cared about Thunder Ryu and knew who he was for more than 10 seconds. Anyway, Travis defeats Jean and he gets to kill her.
I'm not feeling the sense of accomplishment that I should have.
In all honesty, this supposed climax was really stupid for me. It felt out of nowhere, totally ungratifying and almost insulting. Travis felt happier, finally, his efforts amounted to something after all. But what did I win by joining him on this journey? Luckily, the credits still haven't rolled, so maybe the ending of the game is somewhat better.
It's finally over. Can't a guy get some privacy? At least when he's taking a dump?
I'm afraid not. These fights don't work like that. It's time to die, Mr. First Rank.
You gotta be shitting me!
What the hell? I want you, like, really, I want you to imagine the expression in my face when I first watched this ending. I was angry. No. I was furious when I first saw this and had to just shrug it off and go on with my life. Why, Suda? Why would you do this to me? I just wanted to play your game. I turned off the console, went to sleep, and the next day, I talked about my feelings about the game and the ending with a friend of mine. I told her that I didn't understand the point of the story, of the whole game really. I felt betrayed, and even if the game was really enjoyable, at a certain point I just stopped enjoying it. Just like Travis, I started to feel empty after each and every fight. And maybe that was the point, really. But then she asked me if I bought all the Wing Katanas, and I noticed that... oh, I haven't. Well, damn, gotta pick up the coconuts one last time. After earning enough money to buy the Tsubaki Mark IV, I went to my motel room to save, just in case something big was coming. And then, I saw it. Oh, finally, all my questions will be answered. The real meaning of this journey was here for me. After all this suffering, after all those killings, after all those coconuts, this was the end of my journey. Please, game, take me to paradise, off to the Garden of Madness.
It's finally over. Can't a guy get some privacy? At least when he's taking a dump?
I'm afraid not. These fights don't work like that. It's time to die, Mr. First Rank.
You gotta be shitting me!
Will you hurry up with that? I'll be outside.
That was close. Thanks.
Ugh, what an idiot. You're a disgrace to yourself and all those you've killed.
This was the end. Henry was my last challenge. The last wall between me and my real ending. Between me and my real paradise. This was it. I had to beat him. He was the final test to prove that I'm worthy of ending No More Heroes. Each slash, each dark step, each suplex, they all were once again coming from Travis' heart and from mine. We were one and the same once again, and we were going all out to finally reach paradise. And after what felt like an eternity of battle and one last desperate struggle, it was over.
You bastard!
Damn it!
That all you got, Travis? Don't make me laugh.
Mind if I ask you something?
Sure.
Why the hell do you call me Travis? Travis, like you're my friend or something. Who the fuck do you think you are?
You can't be serious. All this time you didn't realize.
What are you talking about?
I'm your twin brother.
What the hell?
That's the craziest shit I've ever heard. Why would you bring up something like that at the very last minute of the game?
I would have thought you and the player would have at least expected a twist of fate of some kind.
Yeah, but like, what?
And hey, where's Sylvia anyway? She disappeared without a trace. Where the hell is she?
You mean my wife?
What?
What? Wife?
Yes, you know. Spouse, soulmate, Henry's wife. Get the idea?
Alright, listen, you get the idea, okay? Let's just skip the important stuff.
I want to bail, but where the hell's the exit? There's no way out, is there? No getting out, right, bro?
That's right. All we can do is keep running.
Then let's find that exit they call paradise. Let's go!
Hey look, we're back here again. How do you feel, knowing that the video is about to end? Honestly, I feel good. Proud about it. Hope you enjoy it so far. I know I enjoyed making it. Also, this video took an insane amount of effort to make, so if you could comment, subscribe, give me a like or anything, I would really appreciate it. Also, in the pinned comment I'll be putting my Patreon and my X profile, so, you know, check that out. Anyway, let's continue. Thanks for getting to this point. This ending was really something. I gotta be honest, at first I was just slightly less bothered by it, but over time I grew to like it, like a lot. No More Heroes was originally going to be a one and done game, no sequels or anything. So originally this was going to be the real ending of No More Heroes, this ambiguous ending where we don't really see if Travis wins or loses, if he lives or dies. We don't see nothing really. And I know I'm just trying to put some meaning into something that probably wasn't designed to have one, but I gotta say it feels good. Travis didn't win anything by the end of his journey. Of course, he achieved his revenge, but he never really got to paradise. Not only that, but now he's trapped in this eternal fight with his brother, without the option to bail. All they can do is keep running. But you know what? I think that's okay, because the Travis at the beginning of the game and the Travis at the end of it are not the same person, like at all. He learned a lot through his journey, to stop glorifying the life of an assassin, to respect the woman in his life, and to become a better man overall. With Jean dead and the ranking fights over, Travis gets a chance to become a better person, to carry on a better life, and get out of this cycle of violence. Of course, he probably will never reach paradise, but now he can get closer to it, closer to his true happiness. And how does this get expressed? Through this thing. Not the painting, but the credits finally rolling, with a glorious song in the background. In finally ending the game, and finally getting free from our control, Travis earns his freedom, and we are also freed from the game. In sharing Travis's journey, in seeing him grow up and sharing his trials and tribulations, I also learned a lot of things about myself. Mostly the fact that I'll probably never reach paradise. I can try again and again to fight once more, to push it just a little more and try to change the ending. But none of these things completely satisfied me, and really, what could have? Would I really feel more satisfied if Travis got to live in a big ass mansion in the ending? Will Travis himself feel that way? I mean, maybe, but who knows? And honestly, I think that's perfect. Happiness is not an end goal. You will never achieve paradise. You will never achieve total happiness. But maybe, in that chase, you can get closer to feeling it. And for Travis, well, I like to think that one must imagine Travis touched down happy. No More Heroes is a great game, with a writing so good it honestly surprised me. I don't think that any other game made me feel the same variety of feelings that this story made me feel, and never in a way such as this, where I could totally relate to how the protagonist was feeling and really comprehend it just by the gameplay. Travis Touchdown is probably one of my favorite characters in all of fiction. I love every aspect about him, and I just really love his story. He's a really flawed individual who, by the end of the game, becomes a slightly less flawed individual in the path of becoming a better person. And I think that's beautiful and something we all have something to learn about. No More Heroes is usually classified as a satire for conventional action games. And in some ways, yeah, I mean it is. But I think that reducing No More Heroes to simply satire and nothing more is to ignore the fact that this story has so much more to offer than just funny jokes. It absolutely conquered my heart, and even if I seem convinced enough about my own interpretation, who knows if I'm right. Honestly, until that one cutscene with Jean, the story was very cohesive and then it just became a total mess. So, not even I am sure that I'm totally satisfied with my own interpretation. This is just something I came up with, maybe in a desperate attempt to find meaning in everything I did. So if you disagree with me in something or want to say something else about the game, please feel free to do so. I love talking about the things I love, and I just deeply love No More Heroes. But anyway, I'll just leave it here. Thanks a lot for reaching this point, buddy, and I'll see you later.